Shawnee High School, a quiet little high school nestled in between Medford and Medford Lakes. With a population of roughly 1,400 students, opinions on certain topics can be biased and broad. With a simple question, I set up a spark by asking just what is one word you could use to describe Shawnee?
One word is very tough to come up with, but I came up with the word invigorating. I always see the students involved in something, and if you could see what goes on down here when the TV Tech kids really doing hard work and all the sports and athletics and school musical, or robotics, I know I'm going to forget something, but it's invigorating. It makes me want to bring all my game and do my best each day to reach these kids because they invigorate me.
Frustrating, because I understand they're just doing their job and they're trying to keep order, but sometimes I feel like they lose sight in what's restricting kind of like what a person just does and things that just happen and what's just actually a problem.
Outgoing, because there's so many different personalities and views in this school that everyone's different, and that's about it.
After getting varied opinions from students and faculty alike, I decided to dig deeper and ask faculty members some questions about their ways to fix Shawnee if they could, and their explanation of the animosity that is heard throughout the hallway.
I guess I would say it's a positive learning environment.
Outstanding. I think outstanding. You want me to explain why?
Sure, yeah.
I just think outstanding is a word because everything that happens here is done so well. We have an unbelievable high caliber of students and teachers. We have parents that care about what's going on. And I think as a result, you look at any program that Shawnee does or anything that Shawnee gets involved on, it's done well. And so, you look at the graduates that we have that go off to college, they go out and do great things. Our athletic teams, our music, our music program, arts program, extracurricular activities, everything that we do in this building is done very well. So I think the word would be outstanding.
I think sometimes people like to complain about things, but they don't like to do anything to change it. So I think there's some people out there that don't attend school functions and then say we don't do anything here, Shawnee's not fun to be involved in, but then they don't want to get involved in the activity. So I think that's part of it. I think sometimes in a school environment people are hesitant to try something that might be a little bit new and risky because they're fearful of what the other consequences might be. So I think that comes from all levels of the school, from the administration to the teachers to all that kind of stuff. That's hard to know the balance between doing something that the kids are going to buy into and have fun with and not take it too far. I think it would be fun to have more events that students would be excited to come to. I know when I went to Shawnee, when I was here as a student at Shawnee, everyone was excited to go to all the dances, excited to go to the school events, excited for the Spirit Week activities. And so I think that's changed, and I don't know necessarily why, but maybe we need to listen to the students more about what activities they want to do. Maybe it's just not the thing to do anymore to be involved in school activities, but I think we could kind of strike a balance there to find something that's a little bit more appealing to the students maybe, or help the students buy into whatever activities that we're doing at the school or whatever we're learning in the classroom. I think also it's hard in terms of the school constraints, in terms of spending money, but I know there are a lot of kids that are interested in, let's say, fixing cars or something like that, and we used to have an auto shop here, so I think some of the academic type things or the tech type things that kids used to be able to be involved in is just not possible anymore. So I think trying to bring those back or make connections between that might help a little bit more. I think just in terms of as a teacher, I try to look for opportunities to give kids examples of ways that what we learn affects them, because I know it's not fun to learn anything if you don't see how it affects your life or affects the real world. So I guess those are some ways to kind of draw the kids in and to maybe make it a better place or generate more positive feelings towards Shawnee.
It was only right to ask the head of the school himself, Mr. Matthew Campbell, about everything Shawnee and his views on the school and students.
I think part of it's because it's high school. Some students, this is a very competitive high school, and I think that might turn some people off. I think also that high school is just not the place for certain people. Some people don't like high school no matter where you go. And I think that's part of it. I mean, I think the people that enjoy high school are the ones that buy into it and see this as, high school is definitely an experience that you're going to get out of it what you put into it. And the kids that love walking around these halls every single day are the ones that are involved and that are getting the most out of this high school experience. The ones that don't like to be in high school, whether it's Shawnee High School or Renegade High School, are the ones that don't buy in. I guarantee that if you look around when you do this interview and you find the kids that are going to be negative, they're the ones that aren't really actively involved in clubs or activities or organizations. You know what I mean? It's the ones that are coming in the morning and then walking out the minute the bell rings. They're the ones I think that are the ones that maybe have a negative attitude towards Shawnee. If there was a way to make the population more diverse, I think that's one of the things, and this goes back to my days when I was a history teacher here at Shawnee. I struggled with, we're a very, relatively small community of Medford and Medford Lakes, very conservative community, and I think there's not a whole lot of diversity. And I think the one thing that the Shawnee students lack moving out into the real world is exposure to different people of different cultures and different religions and different ethnicities. I think that's probably the one thing we do lack, and there's nothing we can do to control that. I mean, we can't go out and get people of different cultures to come into the building if they don't live here. But I think that's the one downside, and if I had an opportunity to make that change, that's the one thing that I would do. I think we would compare very well. I mean, again, you look at all the programs that we run, you look at our academics, how our students do on standardized test scores. I mean, we are well above state averages. Even the state breaks them up for district factor group. So you can compare schools of equal economic means. And we do above the state average on that. You look at our athletic programs, our musicals, our arts programs, they're all first rate. So I think we would compare very well with a high school, not just in South Jersey, in the state, in the country. I would find it'd be very difficult to find a high school that would be, much stronger than we are in all these areas.
Well, after all of this, my conclusion is that if you come into Shawnee with the right attitude and leave with a smile, you will get much more from the school and have a positive attitude every day than someone who doesn't. Your attitude when you come into the building determines what you get out of it.